Hey guys, welcome to my first video here on YouTube. Today, Renee and I are working as medics in Maple Hospital. Let's get into it. This is going to be a fun one. Before responding to any emergencies, we stocked the ambulance with everything we'd need, including the stretcher, splints, saline, first aid supplies, and other essentials. Not long after, dispatch sent us to a patient with a broken leg. We switched on the lights and sirens and headed straight to the scene. When we arrived, the patient was lying on the ground waiting for us. I quickly secured their injured leg with a splint out of the medic bag. While I was doing this, Renee unloaded the stretcher from the ambulance and brought it to us. We carefully loaded the patient onto it and headed to the ambulance. I started some saline to help the patient before we made our way back to the hospital. Now, this is where things didn't exactly go to plan. On the way there, Renee somehow managed to crash the ambulance. Thankfully, everyone was okay and no more bones were broken. After a slight delay, we safely transported the patient to the hospital. We headed inside and found the patient in bed. With our first call complete, Renee finished her shift and headed home, but I still had another 2 hours left of my shift. Almost immediately after Renee left, another emergency came through. Dispatch reported a patient in a life-threatening condition. I immediately turned on the sirens and rushed to the scene. When I arrived, the patient was lying outside. I grabbed my medic bag and began my quick assessments. First, I checked the airway of the patient. Then I checked for breathing. And finally, I checked for a pulse. There was no pulse. The patient was in cardiac arrest. I ran back to the ambulance and grabbed the defibrillator. I attached the pads and started CPR while the machine analyzed the rhythm. Once it charged, I delivered a shock. I immediately continued CPR. I didn't want to give up. After another cycle, I checked again. A weak pulse finally came through. I headed to the ambulance to get the stretcher. I loaded him onto the stretcher carefully, then transferred him into the ambulance. I quickly administered some medication and saline, then raced back to the hospital. Thankfully, he remained stable for the entire journey. Today was one of the toughest shifts I've had. It's exactly why I love being a medic. It was stressful, chaotic, and exhausting. But we got both of our patients safely to the hospital today. If you've watched this far, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any ideas for what I should do next, let me know in the comments. Bye, guys!